Now
Now
what?
we're live. We're live. Come on, man. We're live.
What's
It's
up?
here. It's a new year, and it is well, who are you saying you are?
The bold one, the sexy one. John Colder Ice Lawson. What's up?
I'm just the sick one at this point.
Oh no.
But I'm Brent Leary.
You
No, I'm
got
sick.
COVID?
No, I got you apparently. Anyway, folks, we're back. New year, some new cheer, maybe a little fear, but it's past the mic. We're back.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm so excited.
What has you so excited?
We're back. I mean, it's been like 6 weeks. It's been a while. It's a
Has it been?
long break.
Felt good to me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But still, it's
I ain't,
exciting.
I ain't miss a thing. I was happy.
Oh, you're such a hater.
I'm such a
Man,
honest human being.
just
Anyway, 2023, pass the
yeah.
mic.
Yes. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna
And
stop acting.
eventually this year, we're actually going to do stuff like, face to face, which is good.
I don't know. This damn, they got a new damn strain. Ah,
So that's the 3.14159,
yeah, whatever, man. I'll tell you,
the B1 bomber.
they're just never gonna let it go, are they?
I wonder if any of the people who were watching us last year will show up today.
I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to get people back engaged. It's like we got to build an audience all over again.
Like rolling that pebble back up that hill again, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you still have your kinfolk though, right? I mean,
Yeah, yeah, but
you can always
not
rely
today.
on cousin Gar.
Not today, bro. Not today.
What are the other cousins you have?
Yeah, just now, honestly, they're probably we had a death in the fam,
Oh,
and today was their resting day,
hmm,
so
sorry to
they're
hear.
probably not going to be around.
No, I totally understand, and thoughts and prayers, unfortunately.
Yep. Thoughts
But
and prayers.
we'll go on. We'll move. We'll press forward
Yes, we will. In
because
in regard.
a lot of
Look,
stuff.
look at the folks. There's some folks.
A lot of.
There's four. There's four, three of them.
Good to see you, Thomas, as always. What is this copy gold leader? What the hell does that mean?
It's like copy gold leader, like the
Oh,
jets. Yeah.
okay. I wasn't in the military, so I
You never seen Top Gun,
not in 36 years, but that's just
bro? It was the number one movie of the year
what year? 1986?
last year. Oh my god, you
Are
are
you
so
kidding
out of the
me?
loop.
You think I went to a movie theater last year?
I did.
Did you see Top Gun or
I
whatever?
did. I went to see Top Gun. That was the only thing I saw in a movie theater
I'm
last year.
sorry. I'm not going 35 years in between movies. I'm
But
sorry. Like it's
it worked.
amazing. It's amazing that Tom Cruise looks pretty similar to what he did back then.
Surprisingly,
Come
it
on,
worked.
man. All right, Coming to America. Was that really good?
It worked too. It made me
The
laugh.
second one?
It
No.
made me laugh. I mean, what are you kidding me? There
It
were
was
so many funny parts in that movie.
definitely not the same. I'm sorry. I
Okay, it's
can't
not the
I can't
same. We
go
don't
back.
expect it to.
I can't go back.
Look,
I can't.
it ain't never going to be the same as the first.
That's
It's
right.
real.
I would prefer to
There's
remember.
only, well, honestly, there's only one, maybe two movies that I can think of that the second was better than the first. Two. I
Godfather.
can. Godfather 2 was better,
I'm
and
trying to think. What was
and
it?
the
Go
other
ahead.
one was Star Wars. You know,
Return of the Jedi was.
no,
I
not Return of the Jedi.
don't tell me.
Uh-huh.
So it was the
Luke, I am your father.
and what was the second one? Because that's where Return of the Jedi came from.
Right. Return of the Jedi was number 3.
Oh, The Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back. Yay!
That was pretty good. All right, folks. If you're listening, if you're out there, let us know any second parts to the movie that was better than the first, like The Godfather. I agree with you.
Yeah. What other? Yeah. What other?
I agree with you on Star Wars.
Yeah.
What
You have to.
I think so. I think so.
It was tight. That was tight, bro.
Empire Strikes Back was good. All right, I give you that.
Yeah, because that's when we found out he was his dad
I
and
keep
everything.
Coming to America.
No, I wouldn't say. I didn't say
give
Coming
you
to America was
this
better.
one,
No,
The Top Gun thing, hell no.
no, it wasn't better. It wasn't better, but it worked.
Anybody who said they saw Avatar, just don't even lie to me and say it was better than the first one.
Well,
it wasn't.
I mean, I think the big thing about the first one was because it was different and new, and the technology was part of that. So, I mean, I've never watched it again. As many times as it's been replayed.
No, and I heard that. Look, I'm not even going to see the second one. First of all, 14 years or whatever it was in between. Nah, I can't do that. And in the first one, the only thing that was really memorable was the special effects. I mean, that storyline.
I don't even remember that.
And a bunch of blue people sounded
and blue
black.
people. Well, they were mostly black. But yeah.
All right, so take all those out. I'm trying to think, are there any others that were actually even as good as the first? I'm really
as good. I can give you some as good.
As good. I mean, like
I'm trying. I'm really trying to.
You know, which way is up? This wasn't there.
I'll tell you what. What's the one?
Terminator 2 is obviously better than
the first. Good one, Brandon. That's a great one. Now we got 3. That's the trifecta right there.
Anand says we will have words about Maverick. Okay,
I agree, man. Anand, get on him, man.
I fell asleep on that. I tried to watch it on a plane. I literally fell asleep on that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Honestly, that's why I went to the movie theater, because I know I wouldn't like it as much any other screen. I had to see it on the big screen.
I'm sorry. The Iceman, he was the reason I really liked the first one.
You haven't seen the second one.
I look, dude ain't talking. You don't have look, the reason why he was so good in the first one, he had all that confidence.
Swag. He had swag.
He was doing swag before they were calling it swag.
Yeah, he had the swag.
Now I know he's had, Val Kilmer has had his health challenges. So there's no way he could be that again, which is really I liked him better than I liked Maverick, to be quite honest.
I think it was him coming back in the movie and the way he did and the way they brought it in, knowing that he was so much older. It was definitely sweet.
It was Brandon talking about Evil Dead. I didn't see Evil Dead 1. So
Evil Dead. I didn't see that. Okay. You know what? We might have a winner there.
Kill Bill. I don't even remember. All I remember she was slicing people up with that sword. I can't even think of that.
I think we might have a winner. I have to do those two again.
I think we both have to agree for a real winner. We got to have consensus. Gotta have consensus.
Okay.
New Year, Martin.
Happy New Year.
I will not be at Podfest. I don't even.
You know what? When is Podfest? I want to go to Podfest. I do want to go to Podfest.
Martin, let them know when Podfest is.
Yeah, I think I want to go. I was thinking that not earlier this year, into last year. I think I want to go to Orlando.
That is.
I think that's funny.
I'll
do that right now.
Brandon. He already asked Chat. Yeah, all right, you do that. Yeah. All right, see what it comes up with. I'll tell you right now. I'm struggling after the one Godfather 2, Terminator 2. And there was another one that we mentioned. Empire Strikes Back. That's an obvious. Other than those 3, everything else is kind of iffy for me. I'm sorry. Beverly Hills Cop 2 was terrible.
Oh God! Why did you even go back, y'all?
End of the month. All right, so it's into this month, so you don't have a lot of time to.
Oh no, I can't go. I got another
Toy Story.
Nah, I don't think so.
Sorry, man.
I don't think so. Again, that's one of those you can't remake the magic of the first. To me, it was good though. It didn't kill this franchise.
I'm struggling. I can't think of any other. I know we got to be missing some really good ones. But.
Yeah, of course, ChatGPT is asking me to log in. It's like, your session has expired.
All right. So anybody else have any suggestions for what do you call them? The sequel. If the sequel was better than the original,
The
or at least
sequel
as
is
good,
better.
because most of them aren't even close. Let us know, and we'll see if there are any other winners. January 26th to the 29th. That's what. Oh, when did I get that?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Martin. Take
Oh,
good notes.
cousins?
Take good
Is
notes.
cousin?
Take good notes.
Is Cheryl one of your cousins?
Hey, Cheryl. She is, but she's not in West Virginia. So there you go.
What does that have to do with anything? She's
That's where the other cousins are. Why
Oh, okay.
they wouldn't show up for today because the funeral's there.
Oh, okay. Well, we're glad to see her anyway. That's nice. Nice to see you. All right. Well,
Oh,
Chat GPT, and you
I just got it. I just got in.
Did there a list? Did it come back
Hold
with
on,
it?
hold on. Are better than the original. All right, let's see what it comes back with.
I'm also looking at
There's a few movie sequels that are generally considered better than the original. Number 1, The Empire Strikes Back, which is a sequel to Star Wars. Number 2, yes, The Dark Knight is better than Batman Begins.
absolutely. That is a great one.
The other one, number 3, of course, we've already said, The Godfather. Number 4, we've already said, Terminator 2. And oh my God, how did we forget Aliens? Way better than Aliens.
That was good. The first one was still the one I like because of that little thing that shot out of that dude's.
Yeah. I mean, you can't reproduce that.
Aliens was good.
Aliens was just a whole nother level.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? So this is a great list.
I totally agree with everyone on that list. It's so sorry to see that Maverick wasn't on there. Sorry. No,
it's not better than the first. I mean, nobody gets.
It's not even close. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh man,
Aliens is a great pick. Happy New Year!
I will never forget sitting in the movie theater watching that movie.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oof.
That all right. I agree with all the ones that. Wow. So Chat GPT.
So there we go, right there.
Chat GPT came up with a winning list.
Came up with a winning list.
All right. Well, speaking of Chat GPT, you posted something on your Facebook page about
it. I did, man. My prediction is that Chat GPT will do to writing as a profession what PowerPoint did to speaking as a profession.
Okay, so what was that? What did it do? That doesn't mean it was a good thing.
It was not a good thing.
Okay.
It was not a good thing. But I mean, it lowered the bar of entry to people that claim that they are speakers. Prior to that, you actually had to speak. You had to have some speaking skills. After PowerPoint came out, all you had to do was make a presentation and stand in front of it and talk about the slides, sort of like you do.
Why not take a shot at me? I'm sitting here minding my own damn business. Shots fired, folks. Okay.
Shots fired. Let
me ask a different question. So, because I put a comment on your post, so I'll just say, so given what you just said, net is Chat GPT going to be a net positive?
Absolutely, already is. Look at how we just used it as a tool.
That was the positive. I'm saying
as
a net positive overall. I think it's going to be negative. I think it's going to be. I think this is going to be because all right. So you're more optimistic on this stuff.
A little bit, yeah.
And that was a really good use case. You asked it for that list, and we both agree that was a good list. Of course, there's probably a lot more entertainment material for it to consume and analyze than it is for other stuff. But that was a positive.
Yeah. I think it's great for research.
I think, great for research. But let's face it, most folks aren't going to stop at using it for research. Most folks are going to try to use it to do things like write a term paper, or write a statement of work, all the things that people really don't want to do, but they're going to use this as a replacement as opposed to an enhancement or a complementary service.
People will
Because
cheat.
yeah, because people are going to say, write me 500 words on this. And it may, it may be suitable to a certain extent, but it's not going to have the style, the panache, the creativity of a human being. And I think what we're going to get stuck with is mounds and mounds and mounds of dreck. And we're going to, the thing that we're going to need more than anything with ChatGPT getting more and more used is funnels and filters, because we're going to get deluged with a whole bunch of dreck, and it's going to be harder and harder to find the really good stuff. And that's why, for me, I'm looking at it as a net negative. It's going to be great for the small percentage of people, I think, will use it in a way that will allow people to enhance their creativity, as opposed to try to just get it to take over the stuff we don't want to do, and then do it so quickly and so fast and all the time, where we're going to get mountainous and reams of dreck. And I don't want that. I want people. I want to be able to get to the good stuff. I want to see people, human creativity, human empathy. I would love to see people use ChatGPT in a way to showcase human empathy and human creativity, not try to use it, to take out all the work that needs to go into enhancing your creativity. That's my problem. And it's more not the technology, it's more the people than it is the technology.
Yeah, I think you're hitting on exactly what I was feeling when I said that. It's just that it's going to allow a lot of people to have, what'd you call it? Dredgery? What was that word? Dreck. Okay. So it's going to feel there's going to be a lot of dreck. And I think that's exactly what PowerPoint did for speaking. It allowed a lot of dreck. How about that?
Well,
so yeah, I see that happening.
Yeah, but I love, the PowerPoint example. People got too dependent on slides, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they just started filling the slides with all sorts of stuff, instead of maybe putting just one little piece and then telling the story.
And expounding.
Yeah.
Right.
Too dependent. It became a crutch. And that, because it became a crutch, people started, you started being like this, as opposed to letting your mind expand and letting your creativity flow, because you just wanted to churn out stuff. Yeah. And that's what I think we're going to see more and more of with this ChatGPT.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is, but it is what it is, man.
Right.
I think you know what, though? There's so much dreck on the internet when we're talking about just, social media in general. Yep. I maybe it'll make it at least some more readable dreck. I don't.
But here's the thing: more readable dreck just gets in your way of the stuff you really want. It makes. That's why I'm saying I want maybe ChatGPT can be used as a filtering system because that's what I'm going to need. I think more and more people are going to need, because the deluge of stuff that's already coming at us is overwhelming enough. Just think when people really start, when mainstream people start really using this stuff. Oh my God, we're gonna get.
There are institutions, universities, and educational schools, high schools and stuff, that are already trying to block it. Right?
Because people are asking it to write their term papers and stuff.
But you know what? It just kind of goes to show, honestly, that in 2022, 2023 now, just learning to mimic and repeat shit is not education. You got to teach people how to think.
That's why, there's something to be said about tests that aren't just multiple choice or, select an answer or something.
Yeah, like write something.
Yeah, be able to explain, not just pick the answer, but why. I think there's something that's going to be lost if all we're telling, or all we're allowing people to do is just, give me the right answer. No. Why is that the right answer? That's what I want to know. That's really what I want to know. Because if you can't explain why you're picking this, then you can't pick it. And I think ChatGPT is going to take away, the exploration, the creativity, because it's so easy to say, give me the answer to the ChatGPT, give me the answer to this. And okay, but why do we let people get away with that?
I don't know. But you know what? You know what? I don't know if it's going to be a bad thing. And I've just thought about this.
All
because I just read so much dumb shit on the internet that if it all gets filtered through ChatGPT, maybe it won't be so stupid.
Well, see, that's the way that. No, you know what? That's the good side of ChatGPT.
It might be. Right?
But see, you're using it in that way. You're using it as a way to filter in information. I think most people are going to use it to throw out stuff, manufacture 300 word, this, that, and use that to try to get more attention, try to get, let's face it, a lot of these folks are going to use this stuff for, to get people's attention. So that means promotional, more marketing. And the last thing we really need is more marketing. The thing that we need more of is, like you're saying, use it to bring in information, use it to allow you to be creative around the information and insights that you ask for, and then create something that is going to catch people's attention, to be able to get through the filter of everybody else using ChatGPT to throw stuff at you. No, use it to bring information in, and then use your creativity and your actual considerate and your humanity and your empathy to create something that's going to be of interest beyond what everybody else is going to do, which is tell it to just give me 500 words and then I cut and paste.
Yeah.
Martin. Yeah. I know Kate Bradley Chernis, the founder over at Go Lately. Haven't talked to her in a while, but I have to check out their platform. I haven't seen it in a while, but I like, for those who don't know what Go Lately is, it actually, the way I was using it initially when I was playing around with it, it will actually, take blog posts or more, for my interest, it'll take videos, it'll analyze, it'll like do the transcription, analyze the words that are said, and then generate blog posts or social posts, from the actual content. So it'll analyze it, and then you connect all your social channels to it. It'll analyze the content, and then it'll generate these blog posts, and then you can schedule them to go out, at certain times and all that thing. It's real. And then for videos, it'll take the MP4 file, it will transcribe it, analyze it, and then start creating, little snippets and things. So it's really cool. But once again, it shouldn't be used as a total replacement. I think that's where people get stuck in the thought of, I buy an app, it does the work, I'm done. My job is buying the app. And what I don't think you get, the way you really get a lot out of these tools is use the tool to take away some of the mundane stuff, but it can't be a complete replacement. It should be a complementary service. But most people are using it because let's face it, it's hard. Try coming up with 10 blog posts a week or something. Or for me,
if you're not a writer,
or if you're not even if you're a writer, I mean, that's still a certain time commitment, and you want to be able to write about stuff that's really interesting.
So here's my thing. All right. And I just did something. I just tested this. See, because the AI, I don't like we call it artificial intelligence, but it's really not AI. All right. It's not intelligent. It takes data, processes it. Now, what's kind of intelligent is in that it tries to interpret human language and your meaning when you ask it the question. That's the AI in this. The rest of it to me is not AI, or it's partially AI, because it's subjective to the developer. And I just proved it. And this is amazing that I think I just proved it, right? I asked it this question. Why should guns? All right, let me share this real quick.
All
Can I
right.
share still?
Yeah.
What do I have to do? I don't remember how to use this stupid
I
tool.
think it's present.
Present. Why would you say present?
It used to be share. I don't know why.
Exactly. That's so dumb. All right, here we go. Anyway, see if you can pick that up, Brett. It's kind
Okay.
of weird. Why? Oh, you know what? I didn't share a. All right, let me just make this full screen.
Yeah, please. Nobody.
Because nobody can read that, right? Oh, great. That's even worse. All right, let's do this. Hold on.
Do this. Shoot
No,
me.
here we go.
Oh, okay. Oh, there it is. All right. There we go.
So, all right, here's what I asked it. Why should guns be legally carried without a license? So we know that this is a politically sensitive topic, and it is very partisan, right? Either you're in or you're out.
Right.
Correct? So I came in and asked it a question where I'm pro gun with carrying without a license. Look what it responds. There are arguments that are for this. Here's number one, the right to self-defense, the Second Amendment, second, and then third, deterrent to crime. Here is where it's not being AI-ish, in my opinion. However, there are also many arguments against allowing people to carry guns without a license. And then they list those arguments. Why are you giving me both sides? I didn't ask you for that.
But I guess it's covering its bases. That's why it's giving you both sides.
But why? See, I don't think the computer knows enough about this topic to try to cover that base. Somewhere in there, I think it's been programmed that if it's one of these kind of topics, it's going to give you both sides.
That might be the case because remember, this only is going back to 2021 or something like that with the data that it's actually bringing in and analyzing.
Yeah.
So that could be right. Usually,
isn't that weird though? I thought that was weird when it came back and did that other side.
Yeah, like
that's so weird.
They don't want to be sued.
That's probably true too.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying. These are the things they have to worry about when they're putting this thing together. There's certain things it can't say, or they could be sued. So they have to program that in there.
I definitely could see that.
Isn't that weird though? That was weird.
Well,
I wasn't expecting that.
I think it's I bet if you go back, I mean, maybe a month later and type that very same thing in, I'm guessing the answer is going to be a little different.
Just because it takes in more and more data, you think?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's the way it should work. We'll see if that's the case, but
that's crazy.
It is. It's interesting. All right. So what do you think the future is for ChatGPT?
Oh, the future's bright. So, here's let me give you, let me do my name drop here. 7 years ago, IBM called us all into, their IBM
influencer program thing.
To their influencer program for Watson AI, right? That was their influencer program. It was for artificial intelligence. But one of the things that they would do was show us how business intelligence was being used with AI. And I mean, you have to understand, people, that even though this is public facing AI, this is our first, ability to get to these kind of tools. These tools have been in use for so long, doing so many different amazing things. Like, and we were talking about what's Einstein? Who's doing Einstein? Your boys.
Salesforce is
Salesforce, what they've done. Like we said, IBM with Watson. So AI and business intelligence has been going on for a long time. It's how, Amazon load balances their inventory throughout their warehouse. It's through AI. Here's where you need to send these number of pieces so it can get shipped the fastest. So I mean, it's very, what we think about it. It's like, oh, this is the brand new, and it's how is it going to go? This stuff, man, they've been using this in the war zones, military grade AI and business AI is so much further along. What we're going to see is more and more access to certain things. But AI has already taken off. It's already helping doctors identify whether or not a skin lesion is cancerous or not based on all of the data. So it helps doctors understand how to treat different cancers based on all the information that it can process and make recommendations. But it's always been used in these scenarios as a tool. It's not been used to replace humans. So this thought that it's going to all of a sudden replace all these humans, yes, it's going to replace low-level jobs that, I don't need, to necessarily outsource writing 10 blog posts a week anymore. I might not need that anymore. If that's your job, you might need to find a new job.
So in other words, all these people these VAs that are being hired, they could be impacted by stuff like this.
I think they need to learn how to use it as a tool.
But if you learn to use it as a tool,
I might not outsource. So let's put it like this. I don't know if the VA, but it might impact Fiverr people that are just doing, hey, we'll write you 10 blog posts for $50. I can see that definitely being impacted because the person that could do that in a timely manner, well, now what they'll do is they will be able to write 500 blog posts in that same amount of time using AI. So what that's going to do is going to reduce the need. And of course, it's going to reduce how much you can charge for
it. This is an interesting comment from Martin. It could change the way white collars too, like lawyers. I don't think you want to trust.
It'll impact,
but would you trust going to some kind of legal thing based on a chat GPT query result?
Let's put it like this. If I needed to write a briefing or if I needed to write, a response, I would possibly write it myself and then hand it to the lawyer to fix it, as opposed to spending the money to have the lawyer write it from scratch. I could see that. I mean, I think it's going to impact anything that has anything to do with writing.
I'll tell you what. If I was a really good lawyer with a good reputation, I wouldn't take any cases where you're trying to cut back on why I'm a good lawyer. I'd be like, okay, sir, well, you can go down to the public defender's office and get that. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, like Martin said, he's talking about standard stuff. There's standard stuff. Like we used to have a lawyer write a cease and desist letter. If you're sitting on a SKU that we own the rights to, and somebody would steal our picture or something, we would have a lawyer on retainer write a cease and desist letter. I don't need that anymore. I could write that myself. I could probably type it in a GPT right now, say, write a cease and desist letter for somebody that's, using my image online.
We'll see. I think, like I said, I think there's certain things, but once again, it won't. I don't even think it'll be the majority of things. It'll be like maybe
low level
use cases, but yeah.
I
think it's more that. But I think the more that even society becomes dependent on too much of this stuff, it takes away a human element. And I think if we let it, it could happen a lot sooner than a lot of people think. And that's what I'm worried about. I don't like, the time it takes to do certain things. And if there's a way for me to cut back on certain mundane things, if it allows me, and if I do take the time that I am able to detract from the mundane to actually funnel it back and not try to get away from it, but funnel it back into being more creative, maybe being more empathetic, being able to connect with more humans in a more interesting way, that will work. But I guarantee you there are more people that are like, I want to get this done. I don't want to think about it. And I'll let it do if it'll let me get away from this stuff, then I'm doing it. And because I don't want to think about it, I don't want to do anything extra. I'm not trying to be creative. I'm trying to make money. I'm not trying to be more empathetic. I'm just trying to get away from the stuff I detest doing. And there a certain part of that is good, but the majority of that is bad. Because if all you're trying to do is find a quicker way to make money, that just means you're not going to take the real time and effort to think about how this could best be done. And you just want it to be quickly done and you out of your hand and not have to worry about it. And that's where I think we're getting to get into a problem, because that's the easy way out. And let's face it, humans like the easy way out.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's not just humans. Your brain is wired that way.
I'm not. What was that dude's name?
I don't know, and I hate that song. Please don't sing it. Do not sing it.
McFadden?
Yes, do not sing it because it will get stuck in my head.
That song.
I hate that song.
You'll never hear me say thank you, Martin, but there will be no Bobby McFadden, whatever his name is. Bobby McFerrin. That's it.
Yeah, it was McFerrin. Hated it.
Brandon says I looked up Aztecs and Mayans, and by page 2, it is all restaurants. That's what I'm talking about.
What's that? You talking about he's looked it up on Facebook?
I'm guessing thinking about the culture and the people, the Mayans and the Aztecs.
Yes.
Not the restaurants and the businesses.
He looked it up where, though?
I guess he used ChatGPT. I don't know.
No, that's what I'm thinking. He probably used, Google. And that's where I think ChatGPT actually oftentimes is better than Google, because sometimes Google just goes for the most popular and it doesn't always recognize the language that I'm asking for it, the syntax that I'm asking for it with.
Google search is so geared towards the monetary benefit of connecting people to the information, because there's a potential conversion that Google is trying to get businesses to pay them for advertising to get to, whereas ChatGPT isn't connected to that yet. It will be, and then it'll be affected. It will be. All right. So Thomas
wait, let me just ask you a question. Why can't you post a chat response inside of StreamYard? That makes no sense.
I can, but only the only certain channels.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. Maybe these.
It's probably something with the the relationship between LinkedIn and StreamYard.
Yeah, but if everybody's looking at, I don't know what this is.
They're all on different channels. Like Martin,
right? But don't they see? No, maybe they don't.
They would only.
They don't see the conversation.
They would only see what's on their that they're viewing on like Facebook
channel.
So you would have. So Martin put in a question, answer, or a comment on Facebook Live.
Right.
So in order for him to see your response, you would have to send it to Facebook Live.
So I'm saying if Martin's on Facebook Live watching, he doesn't see the comments that are coming in from LinkedIn?
Unless I post them on the screen, no.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, it makes sense because they're watching on. It's like he's watching on ABC. Thomas is watching on NBC.
Yeah, but okay, so that's cool. But why can't I present something and then I should be able to make a comment and then you be able to post it on the screen?
No, well, but you'd have to go to Facebook Live to make the comment.
That's dumb.
Well, not really.
No, StreamYard. Let me just tell you.
Look, here's why we're getting completely off track.
Okay.
I'm using my StreamYard account. My StreamYard account is connected to my LinkedIn and my Facebook. You're not. So you have to go to those individual channels and drop the comment.
Oh my God. Okay.
Laborious, but it is what it is. All right.
It is. It is. I just wanted to drop this comment, so I'll do that. I'll go to Facebook.
Those scenarios that promise most income to the owners of the tool will be provided first. That's where I think that's the true statement, and that's the statement that gets us in problems here, because that's what the majority of the people are going to use this stuff for, and that is going to deluge us with a bunch of dreck, because they think that this is the way that they can get paid easiest and with as little effort and time as possible. So the stuff that they're going to be using for ChatGPT, we're the ones that are going to get hit with it. And I don't really want to get hit with a bunch of dreck, but that's going to happen. Thomas, I totally agree with you. Let's see. Yeah, and Google goes to see GPT, they'll find a way to monetize all this stuff, which is going to make them look a lot more like Google at some point in time with Google search. It's just going to happen because Thomas' statement is right there. It's all about the money. It's all about Oh, there you go. See, now I can put your comment up.
Yeah, I know. That's weird. That is so weird. But anyway.
What is this?
It's the next comment.
Dear name?
Yeah, they wrote. So I asked ChatGPT to write a cease and desist letter that I would normally ask my lawyer to write.
Oh, okay. No, that's
like, dear whoever you are, I'm writing to inform you you are using my copyrighted and trademark product name on your website without my permission. This unauthorized use of my product is a clear violation of intellectual property rights. Blah 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 blah. There you go.
Yeah, well, you're gonna definitely have to wordsmith that a little bit.
I will, but that's crazy that it can do it.
Yeah, but it's very, very what's
legalese?
Very thin.
No, it's not. That's exactly what my lawyer would write.
Very thin. Well, who's your lawyer? It ain't.
I mean, what else are they gonna write?
It must be one of those folks, the ambulance chaser lawyer kind of person.
Well,
all right. Yeah, this is predator capitalism for you. Yeah. Well, we've got to come up with a better name.
Why is it predator capitalism?
Because they're preying on your time, your attention. They're throwing a whole bunch of dreck out. Once again, I'm using that word because it's easy for them to do. And it's going to become a numbers game. Because if
it already is a numbers game.
Because if it's easy for them to do this, and they don't feel like it's costing them anything, and actually in the end it brings them more than it costs them, then we're going to be deluged with this nonsense.
Well, it goes back to the old saying: marketers ruin everything. And they're already. I mean, just wait, just guys, watch. All right. I don't know what day today is. What, the 7th, 6th? What are those? Today's the 6th. Just watch, guys. By this time next month, how many courses there are going to be on AI out there?
Well, no, not more even specific. How many are going to be on ChatGPT? Because that's what everybody is talking about now. So there's going to be
ChatGPT.
Yeah. Well, you marketers, I'm surprised you haven't started this. Where's the mind meld for ChatGPT? What have you started that?
Who are you talking about? You marketers. I'm an e-commerce seller. I sell hard goods. Bro.
Aren't you a ChatGPT coach yet?
Not yet, but you know what? If there's enough money in it, I will have a course. To be honest with you, I am teaching a course on it next week. No shit. I'm teaching a course on it next week. How to write better, because people write such bad descriptions, such bad product descriptions and titles. It's so much easier to use AI to create good titles and descriptions.
ChatGPT for dummies or something? Is that what you're going to be?
No. This is how to use AI for e-commerce.
You better put the ChatGPT in that title.
I don't know if I have to. I think
AI has been around for a long time, and it's kind of lost. It's popping wow back.
Yeah, but I mean, ChatGPT is bringing the AI back.
That is bringing the attention back.
It's bringing it back, baby. It's bringing it back.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Because here's my thing with ChatGPT, what people don't know possibly is that ChatGPT is an actual company.
OpenAI, yeah.
No, OpenAI is what's on the back end, right?
Yeah, but well, they're the driving force behind all this stuff.
On all AI is OpenAI.
Well, ChatGPT.
Well, not just Chat GPT, but I'm
Yeah,
saying all of them.
that's the thing that is driving all the interest right now.
The deal is that when we got all these writers, we got Writer, we've got Jasper, we've got Chat GPT, we've got Write AI. All of these use the same exact back end. And the deal is that at some point, Chat GPT right now is open source, but they are actually paying money to access the API to get this responding. So at some point, they will start charging for it. So it's not going to be free to everybody forever. It might have a level of free, but it's not going to be free forever. So my thinking in that scenario is if I don't single it out to just Chat GPT and talk about all these other options, it'll be a good thing for business case use in e-commerce business owners.
If you want to drive the real interest, you better throw Chat GPT up in that title. That's all I'm saying.
I'll throw it up somewhere. We'll see. But I'm not just teaching Chat GPT because it's a little Chat GPT is a little more technical than
I don't even know why anybody's teaching it, but that's just
it goes. You got to teach people how to use the freaking internet, bro. I mean, do you know people still teach how to use Windows? My mom needs a course. It's ridiculous.
But you can start a mastermind on that.
I could.
There you
I
go.
could start a Windows mastermind. But I don't use Windows, so I'd have to be a.
You don't do Windows? Is that you don't do?
I don't do Windows, bro. I'd have to be a student in that one. I don't even understand Windows anymore.
I want to pop this up.
Yes. Last subject matter, the one we got to get out. Oh, okay.
Your boy.
No, why is it always my boy?
Why has he got that cowboy hat so far down?
Because he's not a real cowboy. He's just trying to pretend like he's a cowboy because he went to space.
All right. So this literally got to my attention like minutes before we started doing this. In Business Insider, inside Amazon, there's chatter and jokes about Jeff Bezos coming back as CEO in the midst of massive layoffs and a plummeting stock price. I think the stock price is down 50% over the last year. So, why can I get to this? I hate all these Apple products that you have a MacBook and you're trying to go to the MacBook and it has already switched the cursor over to your Mac Mini. So you're over here trying to futz around. I said futz around, and the cursor's over here somewhere while you think it's over here. It's just so freaking annoying. Anyway, are you at all intrigued at the thought that Jeff Bezos could come back to Amazon?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. He's definitely better than Jassy. How about that? If that's the question, then yes.
Where do you think Jassy is gone wrong?
Yeah, do we have that much time left? I think we only got 7 minutes left, bro.
Well, man, talk fast.
Well, I think Jassy definitely, and I said this back in the day, man, if we could go back to 2020 and play some of the, episodes there, I kept saying, that they are overextending themselves with all these warehouses and hiring. And so here we are, right? If we can go back to 2022, I said that we are in a recession and people are acting like we're not, but the layoffs are coming. And before Christmas, before we went on break, you were kind of laughing, hey, here it is, Thanksgiving, they still haven't laid people off. Well, guess what? Here we are, January 2nd week, they're laying people off. So, I mean, we're in a recession. They pretended like we weren't. They built, added overhead, and now we got to pull back. So and then on top of that, we've lost second day guarantee. Back when Bezos was there, everything would come to you second day. Some things come one day, some things were 7 days, some things were after Christmas this year. It's been like, I can't even trust, Amazon the way that I was able to trust their delivery before. I just don't, I'm not vibing right now on his leadership. That's me personally.
Okay. I'm going to say it's a broader issue because not only did Amazon announce 17,000 layoffs, their biggest in company history or something like that, but the day before, Salesforce announced a 10% layoff in their group in their employee base. I think Salesforce, and there was an article in the Wall Street Journal. Salesforce I guess from the beginning of the pandemic until now, they had their employee base went from roughly 49,000 to 80,000. So we're talking
nearly double.
Yeah, in a span of 2 years.
But you know what Salesforce problem is?
Oh, well, go ahead.
I'm not going to say it. It might offend you.
Go ahead. What have you ever been worried? Wait a minute. When have you ever been worried about offending me?
Good point. Good point.
Exactly.
I'm gonna show you what Salesforce. I'm gonna give you an example what Salesforce problem actually is. It's their problem. That smells good. That's Salesforce problem. That's Salesforce problem. They think their shit doesn't stink. They really believe their own headlines. That's their biggest problem.
Now, see, this is where I'm going to say it is a broader. This is what I was saying earlier this week. At the beginning of the pandemic, everybody's world changed. People who were able to go to the store go to the market, go to the store, go to their job, go to church, go to school. Overnight, couldn't. So, in order to do all the things that they normally would do, getting out and walking into a store, or walking to a school, walking to church, walking to the job, couldn't do it anymore. They had to all go virtual. It all had to be digital. And who were the companies that did that? The big tech companies. Amazon is not only, a big e-commerce and a big fulfillment, but they're a big technology company. Yeah. Everybody was rushing to buy the platform and the tools that would allow them to stay home and shop, stay home and work, stay home and go to school. So everybody was buying as much technology as they could, and that meant all the tech providers had to get all the stuff they could to build the stuff and sell the stuff. So what did they do? They raised a ton of money. They were acquiring other companies so that they had the supply chain to do all this, this really quick build up.
Sense, though. Use some common damn sense.
It's all common sense until when you were able to say, oh, this is the growth is like this. We need to take advantage of what people are doing. So what were people doing? Raising money, because there's a lot of money on the sideline. So what were they doing? Raising money so they could buy these companies. And when they bought these companies, that means they bought employees.
Yeah, overhead.
Payroll. And so overhead. The last 2 years, a lot of technology companies were acting the same way as some of these big guys that have already started doing this. So it's not
so ridiculous.
It's not going to end with just these.
It's not going. You know what? It's not going to end well.
We're already seeing some of the writing.
Exactly. I mean, because you took on all of these people, you took on this company, and all these people weren't even going into the freaking office. They weren't even doing their jobs, most of them anymore.
Well, but see,
this is like a conundrum.
This was a conundrum. There was gold in their hills for the last, 2 years. And companies are like, shoot, like the tin pans. What did they do? They moved to California. They wanted to get that gold while the Kitwin was good. And now, but the gold couldn't run forever.
Yeah, well, put up Thomas's comment.
Yeah,
watch what he said. Just talk to
the problem is not the stink, but that those companies are still following a shareholder capitalism model instead of a stakeholder model. Employees have become resources. Let's face it, employees have always we're always resources.
No, employees are not resource.
They
Employees are overhead.
Yeah, okay, whatever. You could say resources. I say overhead. You say overhead or resources. I'm
Yeah,
saying
but
that
I mean, hey, man, a resource is something I can burn
that
and
as
get.
tool.
A
That's,
resource is something I can burn and
but all
actually
right,
get. Okay.
I'm saying. I guess we're saying the same thing though. They're tools, unfortunately, and not looked at as real human beings. And that's the problem with all of this. So when you're doing you're going out to California for the gold rush, you're doing anything, you're borrowing, steering because you see a ton of money once you get there. But you're not thinking about what happens when all the gold runs out.
But here's my thing, Brent. You're talking about 2020 and the money was coming in because of what?
The money was already there. People wanted to take advantage of the money that was sitting on the sidelines because you remember
They wanted to put it in play because
they thought there was a ton of money to be made in the short term.
yeah, and how short was the term? That's my thing.
The
Why are you
term was
taking on
short.
these long-term, like
The
you
term-
call them assets, all right, which are people, humans, resources, for a short-term play?
Well, they didn't think it was going to be as short as it turned out to be.
It's ridiculous.
I do.
Why wouldn't you know that? I mean,
I agree with you. It's common.
the best minds in Washington D.C. around the pandemic said at worst. He said at worst it was going. We're talking about Fauci, who everybody acts like is an idiot now. Fauci said back in the day that it was going to be about 2.5 years, and look where we are. It was. So
But the thought was,
these
remember,
guys, I don't know what they were thinking.
well, he said it, but then when you get in the middle in it, and people were like, "We can do everything that we used to have to go into the job for. We can all do it at home," and people like being at home. So people thought, "Oh, this is going to extend longer," because people are getting used to being doing everything, from their home.
Man,
but what happened?
Ain't nobody say they like being sitting at home. Nobody liked being at home.
Wait a minute. Workers are saying they want to go back to the office. They weren't saying that.
Yes. Okay. But productivity was not the same. And we all knew that. Worker productivity.
But who cares about that? The workers?
The people that are pulling in these workers and have to pay for these workers are not getting the same productivity out of the workers. So the workers become even a bigger overhead cost.
But
they should have bought these things and laid people off. That's what they should have done.
And once the workers get comfortable with the new work environment, they didn't. What is Apple trying to get people to go back to the office? And they're like, "Nah, we're good. We want to work." Right.
See, this is where everybody is tripping on Twitter and your boy over there. Well, I can't even think of his name right now. They're tripping on him because he fired 70%.
Yeah, right. Because I'm not going to say his name.
Okay, so your boy. So he's so he is proving that Twitter was 70% overstaffed, but that hasn't shut down yet.
That was even before the pandemic. Twitter was having those issues.
I know, but I'm saying these are the same things we're talking about.
Well, I guess what I'm saying
and overhead
is when employees got the opportunity to work from home and they were able to do a lot, they didn't want to go back into the office.
Right, of course they didn't, because
the CEO levels, they knew, well, wait a minute, the productivity doesn't see, and also the new hires were not as productive as the folks were
because they didn't want to pay for the experienced hires, so they went out and hired these, Gen Zs, and they ain't trying to work.
It's a
whole lot.
There's a lot of guilt to go around.
So let's get back. So let's get back to Bezos and Amazon and Jassy, right? So my problem with Jassy, even in that scenario, is they really built for a world that would be pandemic rich, as opposed to really utilizing and building a great beachhead for the pandemic, which, it took everybody by storm, but they act like that was going to be our life forever. and they spent that way.
I think, and look, this is all just my thinking.
Yeah, it's all. Oh yeah, we don't know shit. We ain't
Yeah, we
running.
don't know a damn thing about what these people are thinking. But it just seems to me like there was some taking of an advantage in being able to leverage what the pandemic made everybody do, and then say, oh well,
which was what you're almost there, bro. You're so close. Oh, I want to give it to you, but what was the advantage they were taking?
The advantage they were taking is this is good. This we can ride this gravy train for as long as this whole thing and people are feeling like they have to do and be shut in and buy the stuff that we're offering. It's like the tin pans and the Levi Strauss guys. It was like as long as this gold rush was still, people were coming to California because they thought there was gold, and then over here hills, we're selling jeans, we're selling dungarees, we're selling pants, and we're going to advertise.
Nobody was, bro, stop. Nobody was selling jeans and dungarees. They were all selling shirts because we were sitting in front of cameras.
No, I'm saying I'm using the
gold. You're talking about from the gold rush.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That was what was going on. It was like, oh, we're going to take advantage. Yeah, there's a lot of gold in their hills. You need to come here.
They're selling all the shovels.
Yeah, you need to come here. And we got the shovels, the tin pans, the dungarees, the Levi Strauss, the boots. We got it all. You just got to come out here and get your gold. Yeah, what's going? And while they were doing that, they were raising money and they were buying companies.
So I don't think Bezos is coming back.
Okay.
Not yet. I'd like for him to come back. He's not coming back yet. It has to be. I mean, just think about it. Bezos would be the second huge CEO to come back, right? What had to happen to Apple before they brought back, what? Jobs. What?
Oh, well, now you're talking apples and oranges now.
Well, I'm talking apples. What's the orange?
That was actually a funny one.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I mean, I don't think it's dire enough for him to say, because I think if he walked back in and, with his kitchen sink, then it would be a little, it wouldn't feel right now.
No, but see, this is not a one company issue. This is a whole the tech industry the general tech industry acted a lot in the same fashion here. They saw the folks who wanted the gold. They saw people finding some gold nuggets. They've advertised, hey, if you want to get those gold nuggets, we got everything you need to start getting your stuff out there. This is the same thing. It's of course a much broader and deeper scale of things, but I think this is just the natural behavior. Companies saw an opportunity to.
Okay, so answer the question, Brent.
What's the question?
Is Bezos coming back?
I don't think it's time. I think because once again, I don't see this as a one company thing. If it was just Amazon that was getting hammered and was doing this,
right? Then all of tech is.
Yeah, this is not a company specific thing. This is an industry. The tech industry. I agree with you. There's going to be a lot of pain.
Hold on.
Unfortunately,
rewind.
No, I agree. It's going to.
Oh my God! He said it twice. Can we just go ahead and end this show right now?
We can say Happy New Year to Martin. Thanks for hanging out with us, Martin. Yeah, it's
Martin, you've been awesome. Great to see you, Thomas.
Absolutely.
Great to see you. Happy New Year. Who else do we have? Brandon. Thank you. Who else am I missing?
You had your cousin.
No, your boy Pierre was in here. Thank you, Pierre. Right at the beginning. Anand was here. Cheryl was here. I mean, gosh, I was thinking we're going to be all by ourselves, and these folks came in to wish us all a happy New Year. I am so excited to be back and to see you guys again.
Yeah, good conversation. Lots of stuff. I think lots of stuff is continuing. We will have no shortage of things to talk about.
Absolutely not. It was. You know what, Grant? You know what, Brent? It was actually fun to see you.
Have a happy new year.
He can't handle it, folks. He cannot handle it.
Well, eventually we're actually gonna go to what, Panera? Is the I don't even think the Steak and Shake is closed, ain't it? The one that we used
No,
to.
it's actually was open. I was looking. I was like, it's still open,
Nope.
but
All right.
I ain't trying to go there right now.
Eventually
We'll see that.
we'll pop up somewhere, and we'll let y'all know.
Awesome.
All right. Are you back next week? Are you traveling yet, or what's up?
So yeah, I'm next week. Next week I should be here. Yeah, I'll be here. It'll be a big day.
It will be?
Yes, it's my birthday.
Oh wow. We're gonna have a birthday edition of
Yes,
That's
Friday the 13th.
It figures. It definitely figures. His birthday is on Friday the 13th. It all makes sense, folks. All right. We will see you next week. Until then, have a great week and have a great year. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, peace.
All right.